Good evening, James Ali Bashir.
Good morning. Good evening.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, that's right. It's more like good morning.
Yes. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good.
Okay. Thanks again for thanks a lot for talking to Bayloric TV. It's early hours in the morning.
Yeah, it's very early in the morning here.
Okay. Just want to talk to you about a few fights that are up and coming. You are the assistant coach or trainer to Vladimir Klitschko. For those people that don't know who you are.
Yes, I'm the assistant coach, Vladimir Klitschko.
Okay. And it's still a question mark as to why you're the assistant coach, but we'll go into that another time.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're in the heavyweight division with the heavyweight champion of the world, let's talk about the heavyweight division. Upcoming fights. We have very soon Malik Scott versus Dereck Delboy Chisora. How do you see this fight?
That's a great contrast of styles, you know. It's a classic slugger versus the classic boxer. Neither one of them are great big punches, but, you know, Delboy is going to come forward. He's going to put a lot of pressure on. And Malik Scott is forced into a situation where he's got to show his boxing skills more than ever. He doesn't want to get into a fight with Chisora. He needs to keep Chisora on the outside and box him cleverly. And I think that's exactly what House is going to do. He'll be in superb shape, so I see Malik Scott winning that by unanimous decision.
Okay, we discussed about Malik Scott. One of the reasons why he probably isn't a knockout puncher is not because he doesn't hit hard enough. It's because he didn't put his punches together enough. Malik is reported in saying that he's done adjustments in that. What do you think, and is that possible?
I think that he's capable of getting knockouts. He needs to sit down on his punches more, and he needs to utilize his jab more. In the last fight that he had, I told him that he wasn't using his jab enough. And the jab is going to be very important in this fight, because if he doesn't use a jab as his first line of defense, Chisora will walk over him.
Okay, for Dereck Chisora, is this a step up for Dereck Chisora, or is this a step down for Dereck Chisora?
No, I wouldn't say it was a step up, and I wouldn't say it was a step down. You know, this is a good fight, you know. Dereck Chisora, for whatever the reason, has lost in all the big fights that he's had. You know? The big fights that he's had, he's lost. You know?
Can you identify as a coach where you think that may be? Is that a mental setup? Is that a physical setup? Or is he just not good enough?
He's, in my opinion, an underachiever.
Okay.
You know? I think that he can do more. I thought that he got
robbed by Helenius.
Robbed. Helenius. He was robbed in the Helenius fight. I thought that he won that decision. However, there were things that he could have done and should have done in the fight that allowed them room to create a scenario for robbery. You know, he could have stepped on it a little more and did a little more to clinch it. He was in his backyard. He had to do something. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. When a guy wins a fight, he should win the fight. It shouldn't have to be any special efforts. When a guy wins the fight, he should be given the fight, regardless who the judges are, where they are, what their geographical location is.
Now, Don Charles, the trainer of Dereck Chisora, has been quoted in saying that Malik Scott is potentially one of the best heavyweights in the world technically. What are your thoughts on that, considering you've got the heavyweight champion of the world in your corner?
Well, I don't compare any of the fights, any of the guys to Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko is in a living room in the sky all by himself.
Okay.
I don't think any of these guys are close to him, you know, and not because they're not capable, but they don't have the technical inside track to beat Vladimir Klitschko.
Okay.
In other words, they don't have the application. They don't have the trainers to teach them the application. I don't think the trainers know what they're doing when they fight Vladimir Klitschko. So no, I don't think that nobody's even close to Vladimir Klitschko. Malik Scott, Chisora, none of them. And that's not to slight or disrespect these guys, you know. That's not at all. But I just don't think that I can't see nobody heavyweight out there that's even close to a Vladimir Klitschko, technically and physically. I just don't see it.
Okay,
I'm not saying this. Let me say this here. I'm not saying that because I'm the assistant trainer or I'm whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that from a fan's position. I'm saying that as a fan, I'm examining the pros and cons, and I'm saying I can't see anybody close to beating Vladimir Klitschko. Bar somebody catching lightning in a jar and striking them and getting them out of there.
Okay, all right. In terms of this fight with Scott and Chisora, the big talking point is, where has Malik Scott been? He's 35-0, he's unbeaten, but he hasn't fought anybody. Does that mean because somebody hasn't fought anybody, that means he's not good? Or that's just the fact that he could have had promotional issues?
It could have been for a lot of reasons. It could be managerial reasons. It could be for injuries. It could be because his people know something about him that nobody else knows. It could be some doubts with the people. It don't have to be the fighter. So it could be a lot of reasons why a fighter does not come to fruition early and sometimes get there late, because it's a lot of reasons, you know. It could be the management. It could be the promoters. It could be, a host of things. But the fact of the matter is, he's there now, Vladimir said something to me recently. He said, we sat and we talked. He said, I should have never lost the fights that I lost to Corey Sanders, Layman Brewster, and Ross Purdy. He said, those guys weren't on my level. I told Vladimir, I said, Vladimir, I agree that they weren't on your level. But that night when they fought you, they were on your level. That night when they fought you, they weren't just somebody off the streets. That night they fought you, they were on your level because they beat you. You understand? So you don't have to be necessarily on a person's level. All you have to do is be on this level for 45 minutes, and that's all you need to get in the door.
Absolutely. A lot of people are saying as well that Dereck will get outboxed in this fight. Is there any way he can spring an upset, and what would he have to do?
I wouldn't call it an upset if he beat Malik Scott. I wouldn't call it an upset. I wouldn't call it an upset if Malik beat him, or if he beat Malik. I wouldn't call it an upset, because I think these guys are evenly matched. I think it's evenly matched. It's an evenly matched fight. So I don't think that it would be an upset for Malik Scott to beat Dereck Chisora, or for Dereck Chisora to beat Malik Scott. I don't think that it's an upset.
Okay.
This is like an Ali Fraser scenario,
Wow. So the fans should be expecting a good fight.
Yes.
Okay. The next.
You can expect to see the best Malik Scott, and the fans could be expected to see the best Dereck Chisora, because Chisora lost his last fight, so he has something to prove too. Malik Scott got a draw in his last fight, so he has something to prove. Both of these guys have something to prove. So I'm expecting that those guys are going to come into the ring, and they're going to put their lives on the line and put their tools on the line and show what they're made of. They have to. At this point, if they're looking to get into a position to even be thought about as a challenger to Vladimir Klitschko's throne, they're going to have to put their butt on the line and fight and show that they belong and show that they can compete at that level. Because when you're fighting Vladimir Klitschko, you're fighting on an entirely different level. Like I said, when it comes to competitiveness, Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko are in rooms way up in the clouds by themselves, and nobody's even in the front yard. Nobody's even close to them.
Okay. Two other guys that might disagree with you, David Haye and Tyson Fury. Their schedule, the rumours are...
Give me a break,
September the 28th.
Okay, stop it.
Okay, talk to me.
Stop it.